You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Excited to have you. We answered so many great questions yesterday about cholesterol and plaque buildup, what type of lab is right for which person, looking at mood-based, low mood. We're looking at basically different types of natural baby formulas, natural contraception. We were looking at lectins and whether chia seeds are good for you, talking about Raynaud's, talking about scleroderma, talking about arthritis. Really great show. So hopefully you tune in then. That was episode 724. All the show notes for that show are, of course, at stephencabral.com/724. And today, all of the show notes will be, that was 722. I apologize for giving you bad intel yesterday about that. And today's show will be 723. Okay, so we are going to go into today's questions. What I want to do is get right into them to make sure that I maximize all of the answers today so that I'm really able to get in at least 6 to 8 questions. I would love to be able to do that. So again, thank you for tuning in yesterday. Looking forward to today's show as well. All right, the first question is coming in today from Christy. Christy writes in, "Hi, Dr. Brawl. I appreciate the work you do now more than you know. I ordered your daily Dr. Brawl protocol and I try it with my husband and kids. I do have other questions. Mostly, I'm wondering which supplements I'm currently taking would be necessary and in what amounts. For example, I take vitamin D in the winter because I live in a suburb of Boston. I add extra K2. I use collagen peptides on a daily basis and protein in my morning. If I want to continue with that, how much protein do I need? Let's see what else. So if it's a long question, remember, I can't read the whole question because I would take up too much time on today's show and I want to be able to get to as many questions as I can. So all the questions will be read or should be written in full at stephencabral.com/723 for today's show. All right. So she's also taking curcumin, ashwagandha, glucosamine chondroitin. Let's see what else. Taking the daily fruit and vegetable blend. I also take grape seed extract. And what else is she taking? And now she's saying, I wish we could afford a consult or functional medicine testing right now, but we cannot. I have many allergies. I would like to do testing for that. I take Synthroid for low thyroid. We eat what might be called a paleo diet with an emphasis on vegetables, much as you recommend. I in particular try to optimize nutrition at age 43. I'm hoping to tweak a few things and figure out how to take care of my allergies without taking Claritin daily, why I get headaches, why my digestive system seems very sensitive at times for various reasons. Life has been very stressful for a long time. We live in suburb of Boston, and my dream is to one day visit your wellness center. I'm so sorry for the long question. I understand if it's too much. Thanks, Christy. All right, Christy, it is absolutely not too much. I'm happy to answer that. So here's the deal. I think that you are doing a little bit too much for now without knowing exactly what you do need to take. So I can't give you exactly what to do because I don't have any labs in front of me. I don't really know what's going on. So I can't give personalized recommendations over a house call. Hopefully you do understand that. But the daily Dr. Brawl protocol, so the Dr. Brawl daily protocol is what I recommend for all humans. Of course, there's always like that minute exception. But why would I recommend that? Because your shake in the morning, your daily nutritional support is your multivitamin. It's your multi-mineral, all your minerals you need, the antioxidants, as you're learning about all those things on every new Friday review. And it's also 15 grams of a vegan-based protein. Now, you're going to mix that with some fruits and veggies, or you might even put in the daily fruit and vegetable blend, which is also part of the Dr. Brawl daily protocol. That's 22 organic fruits and vegetables. Now, you get the best of functional medicine, which is your daily nutritional support powder. And then you get the best of whole food nutrition, which is your daily fruit and vegetable blend. That's 22 organic fruits and vegetables that have been juiced and dehydrated, and you get all of the good nutrition without any of the sugar. And then you take the probiotic, the daily probiotic support, which is 50 billion live dairy-free probiotics. Keep in mind, most probiotics are not dairy-free. We went out of our way and created a dairy-free one for you. So that's what you need. And then in the winter, what else do you need? You need vitamin D, without a doubt. And so our new vitamin D, which we're giving away free just for the next couple of days, if you go to stephencabral.com/store in January, that is just 2 drops a day during the winter. That's really all you need. The vitamin K is already included in your daily nutritional support. That's enough, so you don't need to take extra of that unless you've been recommended by a health practitioner. And then, you're taking a lot of anti-inflammatories. You're taking curcumin and you're taking chondroitin. I'm not sure that you need those. Ashwagandha, if you're stressed, sure, that could absolutely help. However, if you have a ragweed allergy, then it might not be the best for you. So, it seems like the number one lab that you may want to eventually run one day. You don't have to come into the practice. I know that coming to us can sometimes, there's a cost associated with it. And that's because you get so much of our time, right? You get 3 consultations with me or with my team. You get follow-up emails. You get everything. You get so much. But the other thing is this, that's why we did this. You can order the organic acids test online. That's what you need. Because if you have allergies, you most likely have some type of leaky gut or gut-based permeability. You most likely have some type of immune-based dysfunction. 80% of your immune system is around your intestines. So why not check that out? Organic acids test. And then number 2, if you can do it, you get $100 off by doing the organic acids test combo package that comes with a hair tissue mineral analysis. That would give you all the data you need. It really would, because you might have high copper causing allergies. So if you run those 2, you'll also be able to get my review. So I review it, and then you speak with one of my health coaches that takes you through my recommendations, and you get your own personalized wellness plan. It's amazing. And then they'll tell you exactly what nutritional supplements you need. And you can do all of that for, I don't even know how much it is, but it's somewhere around like $499, which to get all of my recommendations, to get the 2 labs, to get a 60-minute health coaching call with my team, I think that's a pretty good deal. You won't find that anywhere else. And that's the least we can do it for. So hopefully that works. And again, if it doesn't right now, that's okay. You're doing so great. Just keep moving forward. Keep pushing forward. It sounds like you're doing awesome. And then if you want to learn more about vitamin K, check out episode 707, where I did a full Friday review on the vitamin K. Okay, Jackie's up next. Jackie's asking, hi, Dr. Ball. I started seeing an ND about 3 years ago after I attended a gym in San Francisco. I started having symptoms of adrenal fatigue, and I started noticing I wasn't digesting food and had high cortisol levels. I took food panels, conducted blood tests, acupuncture, and tried some elimination diets. All of this aided in the healing of my gut as well. I did find out I had leaky gut from my food panels. I recently visited the same gym earlier this year that had sparked some of the similar symptoms I had previously experienced. I am thinking my body is having some sort of histamine response or possibly an allergy to toxic mold. I've done more blood work, new food panels, and other elimination diets as my current ND, and I think it may be food and environmental. I'm also wondering if there's something in my apartment. My symptoms are sinus pressure, headaches, air pressure, wax buildup, eye strain, and focus. I sometimes get a little lightheaded or dizzy standing up, mucus, postnasal drip. My chest is tight, and I have wheezing a bit. Some days are better than others. I wanted to get another opinion and advice on what the steps should be. Thank you. So yeah, I'm leaning the same way. This could absolutely be a mold fungal-based issue that's exacerbated by environmental-based issues, like environmental things. But that's only because you have an internal environment, meaning like the inside of your body, of higher fungus, mold, and yeast. So remember, basically mold is a form of fungus, okay? And fungus is a form of mold, essentially. When we look at it in natural medicine, I'm actually staring at a book right now, Cancer, Curing the Incurable, because I have a shelf just on cancer books. A lot of people do believe that yeast, candida buildup, mold are one of those things that is one of the big causes for cancer, or at least for the proliferation, because they both feed from a lactic acid-based fermentation thrival. I mean, that's how they get their fuel, right? So they thrive off the lactic acid-based environment. So what I would do is I would run an organic acids test. You can't test yeast. You can't test candida on a stool test. It does not work as well. You do a urine-based test, not even to look for the fungus and yeast, but to look for its waste markers, because it's so hard to get living yeast to a lab. So what you're going to do is you're going to look for its waste markers. If there's abundant waste for yeast, then you know that there's this yeast issue, which causes literally your histamine issues. It explains the sinus pressure. It explains the sinus issues, and it can lead to a lot of the other things. So what I would look at is the leaky gut, make sure that that's healed. And then I would do the organic acids test. That's what I would do. Okay. And then I would put a mold plate. You can buy these things called mold plates, and you just keep them open in your house for a day. And you can test the basement. You can test different rooms, definitely your bedroom. And what you'll do is you'll just want to cover that up and then put it in a dark place for a week, see if mold starts to grow. Then you know you have mold spores in the air because you can't see these mold spores. What do? Well, you either remediate the mold, you remove it, you leave your apartment, wherever it is, or at the very least, you get an air filter, a HEPA filter that also filters mold spores as well, and at least put it in your bedroom. Okay, in the meantime, while you're doing your organic acids test, testing for mold, see if there's any musty smell, is do the ear, nose, and throat protocol. So we have an ear, nose, and throat protocol that's second to none. It's amazing. My hand-picked products, I do it all the time myself, and especially when I'm flying. And then add vitamin C, add zinc, and what I would do is also the daily nutritional support powder to make sure you're getting all your vitamins and nutrients. Okay, hopefully that helps. And Anonymous is up next. Anonymous is asking, I'm on day 31 of your Candida and bacterial overgrowth protocol, and it's going great and relatively easy. Unfortunately, I got a herpes outbreak, and I've listened to your previous podcast on herpes and remedies. However, the super lysine I cannot take because it has garlic, and I can't have the apple cider vinegar because of being on the CBO. I just up my zinc and will add magnesium, spray, meditation, etc. Fortunately, the outbreaks are mild. I'm not going to read the whole question because I want to get to all this. Let's see. Whenever I have a lack of sleep or stress, I get an outbreak. Whenever I add running to my workouts, I seem to get an outbreak. I was adding 2 days a week at 30 minutes jogs and got an outbreak. Is running just not for me? Let's see what else is going on. I get extremely angry about something which just happened. I do not drink alcohol, maybe 4 glasses a year. I do indulge in dark chocolate daily. Although being on the CB protocol, I just started having 100% cacao after the initial 21 days. Especially want to have another child. I want to get this out of the way. To do further work, I aim to eliminate the virus. Do I need to schedule a consultation with you? Thank you as always. Okay. I always tell people, you don't need to schedule a consultation with me. There's so many reasons why you don't need to. So here's the thing. I never want to turn people away because I love speaking with people. I mean, I really do. Like, that is one of my favorite things to do. So I will always do that. However, it can sometimes be 6 weeks, before you get an appointment. And I want to try to help people as fast as possible. So you never have to work specifically with me. And then the other thing is you can also work with one of my holistic health coaches because Julia and Caitlin are amazing. And so they're going to be able to offer you the same labs and I just sign off on them. And then if they ever have any questions, and of course they review your results with me, I give you my recommendations as well. It's also a couple $100 less per month to work with them. So meaning like you have options. My goal is literally, so I'm going to break it down a little bit. I offer the labs online at a great discount that include a health consultation with one of my health coaches. And then also you get my recommendations. You just don't speak with me. So that costs a little less. Then you can work privately with one of my health coaches. It costs just a little bit more because you're getting more of our time. And then after that, you can work with me. And since it's my time, it's not just our time on the phone or over Skype or in my office. It's also my time of reviewing your labs, sitting down and creating your wellness plan and being able to answer your questions when you have questions because you're a private wellness client now. So, all that goes into it. But then I even get more. So now, this podcast is hopefully giving people the information they need so that everyone, regardless of whether you can afford things or not, is getting the information and how to act on that. And then you have good quality nutritional supplements like the ones that I recommend that I formulate for Equilibrium Nutrition, or all the other great brands I recommend, such as Pure Encapsulations and Thorne and Orthomolecular and Integrative Therapeutics and who else? Barn Botanicals and Banyan Botanicals and, Organic India, all these great companies. So that, you always have access to that, which again, you can start to work on yourself or just doing something like the Dr. Cabral Daily Protocol, which is so great. And then my book. And when my book comes out, then it's literally going to be here's everything I do in my practice. Here's literally everything I do, follow the steps, and you'll get hopefully those, same results. So that's what I'm trying to do. Hopefully that makes sense. That was just a little tangent there, but let me help you with this, with the herpes-based virus. You're on the Candida and bacterial overgrowth protocol. You're right. We don't want you using the vinegar yet because it can feed yeast as well and bacteria. So you'll be able to use that after, let's say, about the 8-9 week mark if you choose to. You don't have to, but if you choose to. Here's what I want you to do, though. I want you to dramatically increase your dosage of vitamin C. And I also want you just to use straight grapefruit seed extract if you need to on one of the herpes outbreaks with lysine, meaning they make products with lysine and grapefruit seed extract, and they make it as a gel. You can even just use lysine gel externally on your outbreak. Now, that will be great. And that will literally lessen it. You'll probably only have it for 24 to 48 hours. That will lessen it dramatically. And then you can also use, obviously, like I talk about. So I don't want to rehash it. I've done so many shows on how to help the herpes-based virus with the 3,000 milligrams of L-lysine per day, with the zinc, with the high vitamin C. The other thing as well is that reishi mushroom, so reishi mushroom complex. Why don't I try to link that up today in the show notes? So again, go to StephenCabral.com/723. I'll link that up with helping to balance the body to keep that herpes virus either dormant or eradicated. And then you do have to be careful of these high arginine foods. So go back, look up on my podcast, arginine. Just put that at stephencabral.com/podcast and check out high arginine foods, right? So why don't I link that up as well? I'm going to make things easy for you. In dark chocolate, I know that you like it. It's probably not for you. Coffee might not be for you either. Chocolate, coffee, mainly chocolate, it can really exacerbate herpes outbreaks. I would eliminate chocolate, honestly, for 12 weeks. If you don't get an outbreak during that time, and then you start to add chocolate back in, you get an outbreak, you know that chocolate is really pushing that viral-based issues. So that's my opinion. I would also potentially look into running a hair tissue mineral analysis to look at those heavy metals. And I would probably use a product called Adrenal Soothe to help with the levels of stress, along with some of the full spectrum magnesium, probably a cap with breakfast, 2 with lunch, 2 with dinner. That's what I would look at, but I would run that hair tissue mineral analysis. Okay. And potentially the adrenal hormone, but definitely the hair tissue mineral analysis. All right. Dave is up next. Good afternoon. A friend forwarded your podcast to me a while ago. I try and read the ones that are pertinent to me, but somewhere along the way, I might have missed anything that deals with arthritis diets. 2.5 months ago after surgery in December 2015, psoriatic arthritis hit me in my feet and osteoarthritis in my knees. Before surgery, I was walking the golf course, carrying my bag with no issues. After surgery, I became a cripple. I couldn't get up from a chair, climb stairs, let alone swing a club. I sorely missed golf for 2 years now. I'm 68 years old, and 6 weeks ago, I read an article on the importance of diet. The article did not specifically deal with diet concerning arthritis, so I did some research on foods that cause inflammation. I eliminated red meat, dairy, sugar, and processed foods. I stick to veggies, fruit, and fish. I do cheat on occasion and treat myself to chicken, but that was just for some variety. Organic as much as I can find. Since I really enjoy your approach to life from every angle, I would appreciate your thoughts and help me get back on the golf course again. The last 3 weeks, I've noticed a marked improvement, which I can attribute to the new diet routine. I also do some physio, CBD, and occasionally rum and coke. Enbrel and methotrexate are helping me with my psoriatic feet. I wish you and your family a wonderful Christmas. Dave, thank you. And I apologize. It is January, I think 28th when this is coming out. What day? Yes, January 28th. So you wrote in 4 or 5 weeks ago. So I apologize that it's been this long. And it's just because we're getting so many questions. Here's the thing though. And I know that people try to pick out the podcasts that are most pertinent to them. But the truth is that, maybe you don't need the Mindset Motivation Monday, which I would say everyone does. They really do. It's one of my favorite shows of the week, if not my favorite. And it's growing to be that overall for the podcast. But the truth is, I want you to go back and listen to my foundation of every diet. It sounds like you're starting to follow that. Like you have to get into all of them. You need the training Thursdays. Like all of these things are what's going to move you forward. So my opinion is this. You run an organic acids test. You run a food sensitivity test. You run a hair tissue mineral analysis test. That's what I would do. If I had to do them in order of importance, I would do organic acids test, hair tissue mineral analysis, and then the food test if you can afford that. Now, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm hopefully if you've tuned back in, you can see that a lot of the issues you're dealing with, especially the psoriatic arthritis, which my dad had, which he doesn't have anymore, a lot of intestinal permeability, a lot of leaky gut comes with that. The body's reacting to proteins that are foreign in the blood that's causing any type of immune-based reaction, such as an increase in these specific types of CD4 and CD8-based cells, immune cells, which can, again, look like they're attacking the body, but they very well can be attacking bacteria and proteins that are foreign to the body as well. So I've done in-depth research on this because, of course, I wanted to help my dad. So that's what I'm looking at. There's so many great things you could do. You could do some glucosamine chondroitin sulfate with MSM for the osteoarthritis. That's a great product. I'm going to link that up in the show notes today. So I'm just going to write glucosamine plus chondroitin plus MSM. And then I'm also going to write in the Wobenzym. Wobenzym, great product for you. And then also Boswellia. Boswellia is a phenomenal product for inflammation as well. Love that product. So I know that I'm typically recommending things like zinc and vitamin C. And that's because, you know what? Those are great products. Most people need them, right? Most people need the Dr. Ball Daily Protocol, which is what I do every single morning. But we use hundreds of products in my practice. So I know that I name a lot of the most popular ones because you really can't go wrong with them, right? Who's going to go wrong with vitamin C? The worst thing that's going to happen really is you're going to get some loose stool. So here's the thing though. People need different types. That's when we start to get customized. So for you, if you're on organic acids test, hair tissue mineral analysis, you're going to get my exact recommendations. I also recommend you start to go to see a personal trainer that's certified by the National Academy of Sports Medicine. All right. They're going to help you get your body back into the shape that it needs to be able to play golf again. And they're going to go really slowly and work on posture, work on everything. I highly recommend that. Okay. even if you can't afford it long term, get set up with a program that you can do at home. That's a great thing to do. A lot of people think they need to go to a personal trainer every day, and it's great if you can, meaning like not every day, twice a week. But if you can, get it set up with a personal trainer. Get set up with a program. Go to see them once a month and do 2 workouts with them, and then, take it on your own. So that's what I would do. And Dave, I know that you get back on your feet. You're 68 years old, young. You could play golf for at least another 20 years. I firmly believe that. I really believe that. Why? Because in 10 years from now, the advances in natural medicine, functional medicine, as well as conventional medicine, especially if you believe in stem cell therapy, it's going to be life-changing. It really will. Like at 89, you might be able to play to 109. Like, I'm not even kidding. In 20 years, I know not everyone's open to it, but stem cell therapy is most likely going to be the game changer. Again, we can debate that, whether it's ethical, moral, whatever it might be. Either way, it's coming. Like, we can't stop it. We can't stop, any of these revolutions in technology, whether it's AI or any of that stuff. And I don't believe in all of it. I really don't. I think some of it's a little scary, but I truly believe that. Get yourself healthy now, and you'll be able to play for many, many years, and I would say decades to come. All right, let's see if we can get in one more question today. I want to make sure that I know that I'm long-winded. That's my personality. That's who I am, and you haven't even seen the half of it. So Mari is up next, M-A-R-I, Mari, or maybe Marie. So I'm going to say Mari. She writes in, you have been so helpful throughout my health journey. I noticed within the past year that either the day before and when I'm already menstruating that I get these intense headaches that seem like sinus headaches. I really get bad neck pain, ear pain, temple throbbing, and really get moody as well. I have deep pains under my eyes and around my sinus area. There just feels like so much pressure and tension in my ears, my face. I get extremely irritable a few days before and during. I'm on birth control and plan to come off soon, and I'm hoping this doesn't get worse by coming off. Okay, so the answer actually can be coming off the birth control. Why? Well, if the dosage you're taking of that birth control is just too high for your body, well, then you can absolutely get these symptoms. Meaning, like, if it's too high in estrogen, usually not too high in progesterone, but possible, right? But if it's too high in progesterone, you can get these symptoms, meaning that you can actually get the same symptoms of low progesterone, meaning like if your progesterone's too low, you can get these symptoms that you're having right now. But if your progesterone's too high, you can get the same exact symptoms. Same with high estrogen as well. So usually we lean that way because we lab test, right? We lab test so much. So I wouldn't recommend this yet, but if you're still having the symptoms 12 weeks after coming off birth control, you should run the adrenal plus hormone test, okay? You're going to run the adrenal plus hormone test, and you're going to do it when you have those symptoms, maybe like 3 days, 4 days before you get your menstrual cycle, before you get your period. So that's what I would do. Well, that's about it. I would try, when you do feel these symptoms, I would use that product that we recommend called Natural Calm. And that's actually just came to me right now, and I'm glad that I remembered this. So when you feel that, take 2 heaping teaspoons of Natural Calm, great magnesium-based product. And also, you'll most likely just through the month want to take 1 capsule at each meal of the full spectrum magnesium. I'm going to put that in the show notes today as well. So full spectrum magnesium, Natural Calm, and I recommended the adrenal test. And then one more thing that I wanted to say to you, CBD oil. Yes, CBD oil, clinically proven to help with menstrual-based symptoms. And I would love you to try that out as well, because there's only benefit, no harm. Meaning you can't overdose with CBD oil. There's no psychoactive-based effects. When you're feeling really at your worst, I would take 2 full droppers of CBD oil under your tongue, hold it for 2 minutes, and see after 20 minutes to 30 minutes if those symptoms greatly subside. I would love to hear your success story on that. We hear so many people with those same success stories. Feel free to share it. Literally, I want to hear your success stories. I really do. Go to CabralSupportGroup.com. That will forward you automatically to our free Facebook group. It's a support group. I mean, that's what it is. It's a support group for like-minded, positive people who want to be lifted up, who want support, but also we love sharing successes. We love, how are people doing? What questions do you have? How can we help you? I mean, it is an amazing group. Like, it is second family. It's so fantastic. I get overwhelmed when I go in there. I really do. It's just remarkable. I could go on and on about that. So greatly appreciate everyone who's a part of that group at CabralSupportGroup.com. I appreciate you for listening to the Cabral Concept, because without you, there would be no show. And this is literally one of my favorite, if not my favorite thing that I do inside this functional medicine practice that I have. So thank you so much. I hope you've been having an amazing weekend. And please, again, let me know how I can help in the future. Thank you so much, and look forward to tomorrow's show on our Mindset Motivation Monday. It's the best way to start your week. Take care.
Did you know that the body really only becomes sick or unbalanced in only 2 ways? Over time, you become deficient in vital nutrients, and you also accumulate toxins internally and from the environment. As those nutrients diminish and you increase your total toxic load, your body then begins to show the first signs of dis-ease. It's actually quite predictable, and the good news is that if we know how you began to fill up that proverbial rain barrel, we also know how to empty it to begin the healing process. I was fortunate enough to learn this ancient healing process from my mentor after suffering from debilitating diseases for close to a decade. It was only when I began to implement these techniques did I finally overcome my illnesses and go on to live a life of energy and vitality that I now enjoy. I'd like to share with you now what I discovered after traveling all over the world and how to combine the best of ancient healing wisdom with state-of-the-art science. Allow me to teach you exactly how I've been able to help over 250,000 people to empty their rain barrel and begin to transform their body and lives into what they've always hoped they could be. To get your copy of the international bestseller, The Rain Barrel Effect, simply go to stephencabral.com/rainbarrel.